We begin by selecting the finest alligator leather, ensuring the grain is perfect for a timepiece that demands absolute perfection in every single detail. The artisan's blade glides through the textured hide, separating the material that will soon embrace the wrist of a collector who appreciates true luxury. Every millimeter is measured with obsessively strict standards because the foundation of this diamond masterpiece requires a strap that matches its brilliance and durability. He shapes the ends of the strap, ensuring the curve is subtle yet strong enough to hold the weight of the solid gold case. Before the stitching begins, we prepare the surface, smoothing down the edges to ensure the leather feels like a second skin against the wearer. While the diamonds on the bezel catch the soft atelier light, the focus here is on the rich, deep hue of the selected leather. The needle pierces the material with rhythmic precision, pulling the wax thread tight to create a bond that is both functional and visually stunning. We carefully stitch the signature pattern along the edge, a subtle nod to the heritage that defines this specific model of diamond-encrusted luxury watch. The artisan pauses to check the tension of the thread, ensuring that every loop is identical to the one before it for total consistency. Embossing the brand logo onto the inner lining requires a steady hand and just the right amount of pressure to leave a permanent mark. Now we begin layering the internal padding, giving the strap the volume it needs to balance the visual weight of the diamond set casing. A specialized adhesive is applied to the edges, bonding the liner to the outer leather before the final sewing locks everything securely in place. The craftsman aligns the lug holes perfectly, preparing the interface where the soft leather will meet the cold, hard brilliance of the diamond lugs. Heavy-duty thread is used for the main body assembly, ensuring that the construction is robust enough to last through generations of daily heavy wear. We paint the raw edges of the leather with a protective sealant, repeating the process until the side profile is completely smooth and uniform. The strap is held up to the light, where we inspect the stitching lines for even the slightest deviation from our strict geometric standards. Attention shifts briefly to the watch head, where we verify that the diamond setting on the bezel is secure before attaching the finished strap. Using a loop, the master craftsman examines the connection points, looking for any microscopic flaws that could compromise the integrity of this expensive timepiece. His fingers run over the surface of the leather and the gems, feeling for a seamless transition between the organic material and the stone. The piece passes the inspection only when the visual harmony between the sparkling diamonds and the matte leather is judged to be absolutely flawless. We carefully attach the solid gold deployment clasp using small screwdrivers to ensure the mechanism clicks shut with a satisfying and secure audible sound. The craftsman tightens the screws that hold the diamond-encrusted case together, applying just enough torque to seal the internal movement against the outside world. A soft cloth is used to buff the precious metal, revealing the mirror-like finish that lies beneath the slight haze of the assembly process. We place the mechanical heart into the case, securing the oscillating weight that will power this timekeeping instrument through the kinetic motion of wear. Under high magnification, we verify that the pave setting on the dial is perfectly flat, ensuring no individual stone sits higher than its neighbor. The hour and minute hands are pressed onto the central pinion, hovering mere millimeters above the diamond face, without ever touching the delicate gems. We lower the sapphire crystal onto the bezel, pressing it down firmly to create a seal that protects the dial from dust and moisture. The artisan rotates the crown, testing the winding mechanism to ensure the gears engage smoothly and the power reserve builds up exactly as designed. We inspect the spacing between the lugs and the strap, confirming that the leather rotates freely without rubbing against the sharp diamond set case edges. A final cleaning solution is applied to the diamonds, stripping away any oils from the handling process to unleash their full, blinding refractive potential. We check the prong settings on the bezel one by one, ensuring that the metal grips each stone securely enough to withstand daily impact. The watch is placed on a vibration sensor to measure the beat rate, confirming that the balance wheel is oscillating with absolute chronological precision. We turn the watch over to admire the exhibition case, back where the decorated movement is visible through a second sheet of sapphire glass. The artisan uses a fine brush to remove microscopic dust particles from the crevices between the diamonds, ensuring the surface is visibly clean and pure. We verify the unique serial number engraved on the case, back confirming the provenance of this specific piece within the limited series of production. The strap is fastened around a sizing tool to simulate a wrist, allowing us to check how the diamonds catch light from different angles. We listen closely to the movement, training our ears to detect any irregularity in the ticking sound that might indicate a need for adjustment. The craftsman examines the luminescence on the hands, ensuring they glow brightly enough to provide legibility even when the diamonds are not reflecting light. We manipulate the clasp mechanism repeatedly, testing the spring tension to guarantee it will not release accidentally while the watch is being worn socially. The final assembly steps conclude as we give the entire piece one last wipe, preparing it for the rigorous quality control checks that follow. We place the watch into a dry pressure tester to ensure the seals hold tight against the invisible force of compressed air around the case. The sensors confirm the structural integrity is sound, meaning the intricate movement is safe from humidity that could damage the delicate steel and brass components. He rotates the watch to inspect the case profile, ensuring the row of diamonds flows seamlessly around the curve without any visible gaps or interruptions. Attention returns to the deployment buckle, where we verify that the engraved logo is centered and crisp, matching the high standards of the watch head. The artisan presses the chronograph pushers to feel the resistance, listening for the sharp click that signifies the mechanical engagement of the complex timing gears. We examine the sapphire glass under a focused beam of light, hunting for any micro abrasions or smudges on the anti-reflective coating applied to the surface. The leather strap is flexed gently back and forth to ensure the padding is pliable, promising immediate comfort from the very first moment on the wrist. We scrutinize the way the light dances across the pave dial, ensuring the fire of the stones is uniform across the entire face of the watch. A final check of the case back screws ensures they are flush with the metal, leaving no sharp edges to snag on fine silk cuffs. The hands are set to 10 past 10, the traditional position that frames the brand logo perfectly for the final presentation to the waiting client. He weighs the finished piece in his hand, appreciating the substantial mass of gold and diamonds that gives this object its undeniable sense of value. A pristine microfiber cloth is brought out for the final polish, removing even the faintest fingerprint that might have occurred during the rigorous testing phase. We prepare the certificate of authenticity, verifying the carat weight of the diamonds and the specific grade of the precious metal used in this construction. The craftsman fills out the international warranty card, dating it to mark the beginning of this timepiece's life with its future owner in the real world. We bring forward the lacquered presentation box, checking the hinges and the velvet interior to ensure the housing is worthy of the treasure inside it. The watch is wrapped around the plush velvet cushion, the leather strap pulled snug so the diamond face sits proudly at the center of the box. We adjust the angle of the timepiece within the packaging, ensuring that when the lid is lifted, the diamonds immediately catch the ambient room light. The instruction manual is slid into a hidden compartment, providing the user with the knowledge to maintain the complicated movement for decades of accurate timekeeping. A final sweep of the packaging ensures no dust has settled on the black lacquer, preserving the immaculate aesthetic of the entire unboxing experience. The heavy lid is lowered slowly, the soft sound of air escaping, signaling that the watch is now secure and ready for its final journey. We nestle a solid gold screwdriver into its dedicated slot, a tool provided so the owner can adjust the bracelet links at their own leisure. A spare rubber strap is placed into the lower compartment, offering a sportier alternative to the alligator leather currently attached to the diamond watch case. The craftsman verifies that the travel pouch is lined with suede, ensuring the diamonds will not scratch against the leather during transit or long storage. We slide the warranty booklet into a hand-stitched leather folio, matching the color and grain of the watch strap for a consistent and luxurious theme. A diamond authenticity report is folded neatly, certifying the clarity and color of every single stone set into the bezel and the dial of the watch. We include a high magnification loupe in the box, inviting the future owner to inspect the setting quality and the mechanical movement with their own eyes. The inner wooden box is closed and latched, shielding the timepiece inside from the surrounding environment, while we prepare the exterior protective cardboard shipping sleeve. He wipes down the glossy surface of the outer sleeve, ensuring the matte black finish is free from dust or any smudges from the handling. We gently slide the heavy wooden presentation case into the cardstock sleeve, creating a friction fit that feels secure and premium to the final touch. The brand name printed on the outer box is inspected for alignment, ensuring the foil stamping is centered and reflects the light with gold tones. A silk ribbon is selected from the spool, the color chosen specifically to complement the gemstone palette of the watch currently resting inside the box. The artisan measures the length of the ribbon, precisely cutting it at an angle to prevent fraying before wrapping it around the sealed presentation case. He ties the knot with practiced dexterity, creating a perfect bow that sits flat against the top of the box without twisting or bunching up. The ends of the ribbon are trimmed one last time, ensuring they hang symmetrically and drape over the edge of the box with elegant fluidity. We attach a small hang tag to the ribbon bearing the specific reference number that identifies this diamond watch within the master inventory of the brand. The packaged unit is placed onto the final staging table, joining other completed orders that are ready to be shipped to boutiques around the world. We check the shipping manifest against the serial number on the outer box, confirming that this specific high-value item is destined for the correct location. A protective plastic film is wrapped around the outer sleeve, guarding the paper and the ribbon against moisture or dirt during the logistics transport phase. The craftsman signs the quality control checklist attached to the parcel, putting his personal reputation on the line to certify the perfection of the work. We place the sealed box into a heavy carrier bag, adding layers of tissue paper to cushion the package and prevent movement during the delivery. The courier collects the package with a security protocol, ensuring that the chain of custody remains unbroken from our atelier to the waiting client. We scan the tracking label one final time, logging the departure timestamp into our internal system to monitor the precise movement of the shipment. The heavy vault door clicks shut behind the courier, marking the moment where our craftsmanship leaves the controlled environment of the design studio forever. Back at the workbench, the artisan cleans his tools, wiping down the fine tweezers and screwdrivers to prepare them for the next intricate project. He organizes the leftover scraps of alligator leather, sorting them by size to see if any small pieces can be salvaged for loop keepers. The diamond setter returns the unused stones to the safe, counting every gem to ensure the inventory matches the strict records kept by security. We sweep the floor for gold dust, collecting the precious particles to be melted down and refined for future use in another watch case. The lights in the assembly room are dimmed slightly, shifting the focus from high-intensity production to the quiet maintenance of the specialized machinery used. A supervisor reviews the production logs for the day, noting the successful completion of the diamond watch and verifying the efficiency of the team. We prepare the workbench for the next morning, laying out the blueprints for a new custom order that requires a different set of skills. The scent of leather and machine oil hangs in the air, a sensory reminder of the manual labor that creates these objects of desire. Meanwhile, the package travels through the city, secure in the armored vehicle that navigates the traffic to reach the private jet terminal on time. The client receives a notification that their timepiece is en route, building the anticipation for the moment they will finally open the presentation box. We archive the digital files associated with the watch design, storing the CAD drawings and the diamond layout maps for future service or repair. The artisan takes a moment to rest his eyes, relieving the strain caused by hours of staring through the microscope at tiny diamond settings. He sharpens his leather cutting blade on a whetstone, restoring the razor edge needed to slice through the tough hide with zero resistance tomorrow. We wipe down the optical equipment, removing dust from the binocular microscopes to ensure a crystal clear view for the next round of inspections. The team discusses a minor adjustment to the stitching technique, looking for ways to improve the durability of the strap even further next time. A quiet pride fills the room, knowing that the watch they just finished is a unique piece of art that will outlive them all. We reset the pressure testing machine, calibrating the sensors to ensure they remain accurate for the next batch of water-resistant luxury sport watch cases. We carefully wipe down the diamond sorting trays, ensuring no residue remains that could affect the color grading of the next batch of stones. The inventory manager audits the gold filings, reconciling the weight of the raw metal against the finished case output to track strictly valuable material. We unroll the blueprints for the next commission, studying the complex geometry required to seat square-cut emeralds into a round platinum watch bezel case. The head watchmaker adjusts the diopter on his microscope, customizing the focal length to match his eyesight for the intricate assembly work starting tomorrow. We check the viscosity of the synthetic oils used for lubrication, ensuring the fluid has not degraded or separated during the long storage period. Spare balance springs are vacuum sealed in anti-static bags, protecting the hair-thin metal coils from magnetism and humidity until they are needed for assembly. The artisan replaces the cotton buffing wheel on the polishing lathe, discarding the old one to prevent cross-contamination of different metal grades and compounds. We engage the electronic locks on the material safe, securing the unmounted diamonds and gold bars behind layers of hardened steel and biometric scanners. He records a voice note about the leather stiffness, leaving a reminder to slightly reduce the skiving thickness for the next alligator strap production. The hum of the air filtration system becomes audible as the machinery powers down, scrubbing the air of dust to maintain a clean room environment. Attention shifts to a new parcel of rough diamonds, where we begin the selection process to find stones that match our strict brilliance criteria. We arrange the gems on a white background, comparing their color grades under standardized daylight lamps to ensure a perfectly uniform look for the bezel. The caliper is used to measure the depth of each diamond, ensuring the culet will not touch the movement when set into the case. We prepare the setting wax, heating the thermoplastic material just enough to hold the metal components firmly in place during the stone setting process. The craftsman inspects his burr tips under a loupe, looking for dull edges that might slip and damage the precious gold during the drilling. We test a sample of the rose gold alloy, verifying the copper content is exact, so the metal will not tarnish over decades of time. The metal strip is passed through the annealing oven, softening the molecular structure so it can be stamped into a case shape without cracking. He adjusts the pressure on the rolling mill, thinning the gold sheet down to the precise micrometer thickness required for the watch dial base. The hydraulic press punches out the initial form of the lugs, creating the raw blank that will eventually be polished and set with diamonds. We load the CNC program for the night shift, allowing the automated milling machines to carve the complex internal geometry while the artisans sleep. The cooling fluid flows over the cutter, keeping the gold temperature stable as the drill bit carves out the microscopic pockets for the stones. We examine the shavings collected in the tray, recycling every milligram of the precious waste to ensure efficiency in this closed-loop production system. The artisan sketches a new layout on the drafting table, exploring a geometric arrangement that maximizes the light return of the baguette-cut diamonds. We gently oil the hinges of the pliers, ensuring the action is smooth enough to manipulate delicate components without exerting any excess manual force. Miles away, the original package is clearing customs. The final barrier before the masterpiece is delivered into the hands of its waiting collector owner. The studio grows quiet as the final machines finish their cycles, leaving only the soft ticking of the wall clock to mark the passing time. We engage the perimeter alarm system, protecting the millions of dollars worth of raw materials and finished inventory that sleep inside these reinforced walls. This cycle of creation is endless, driven by a pursuit of perfection that demands we start the entire rigorous process all over again tomorrow. The master craftsman switches off the main overhead bank, casting long shadows across the workbenches where the magic of mechanical art happens every day. A watch is more than a machine. It is a vessel of time, capturing the hours of labor poured into every single diamond setting. Standards here never waver because the reputation of the house is built on the promise that every detail is executed with absolute human excellence. Gold will never rust and diamonds will never fade, meaning the work done in this room is destined to last effectively for eternity. We create these objects not just to tell time, but to mark the significant moments in the lives of the people who wear them. It takes years to master the steady hand required to set a stone into metal without leaving a mark on the surrounding polished surface. We honor the centuries of horological tradition while using modern technology to push the boundaries of what is physically possible in jewelry watchmaking design. The diamond-encrusted watch is the ultimate expression of this philosophy, a marriage of high engineering and high jewelry that refuses to compromise on either. The tools rest in their designated places, ready for the morning light when the artisan will return to breathe life into the cold metal. We ensure the temperature control remains constant through the night, preventing any thermal expansion that could affect the tolerances of the precision machining tools. The heavy door is pulled shut and locked, sealing the atelier until the sun rises and the rhythmic sound of craftsmanship begins once more. In the silence, the spirit of the craft remains waiting patiently for the next opportunity to turn raw elements into a timeless luxury treasure.